Beyonce gets sued over Lemonade.
Justin dissed a bystander before their brawl.
And there is even more Zayn and Gigi drama.
More? Well, all that and more on today's Rundown. Guys, it's Friday.
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
Woo! Well, before we go home for the weekend, we have to talk about some entertainment news, like Zayn and Harry. Will Harry become a bigger star? Some are saying he might be.
We're going to talk about that later, but first, let's talk about Beyonce getting sued over Lemonade. So can Beyonce actually make lemonade out of lemons? Well, I sure hope so, because today, you guys, she is getting sued. This is so sad. So when I saw Beyonce's visual album for Lemonade, I thought it looked like art in motion like I'd never seen before. A lot of people felt that way, I think, except for one person who thought it looked exactly like his one-of-a-kind masterpiece. So this guy is named Matthew Fulks. E-News has obtained a court document where B was named as the defendant in a civil suit in New York, where this Kentucky filmmaker is saying that the lemonade concept that she used in her trailer and in her video was flat out copied from his short film Paranoia that he made back in 2014. Now recently, a lot of stars like Pharrell and Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran have all been sued by having people think that they copy their music. But usually they don't have a personal connection to that artist. It's just kind of like, oh, you heard my song and kind of copied it maybe. This is a little bit different. Actually, this guy, Fulks, he had been in contact with an SVP of video and content production at Beyonce's label Columbia, and then this SVP also worked on Beyonce's Formation album as well. And apparently, this guy has proof that his film was sent to Beyonce herself back in 2015 before she started working on Lemonade. And if you take a look more closely at the two films, and I kind of see some resemblance here, Fulks believes that the similarities are really uncanny, like these garage shots, the graffiti styles on the sets, and that red and black scene that had those heavy shadows in the background, the close-up shots, and even the title card. He seems that it's very similar. He also states that the mood of Lemonade is similar to his, also calling them both heavy, dark, and angst-laden. Okay, so here's a look at Paranoia. And now, here's Lemonade. So Fulks is now asking to get the records of all the money that Beyonce's made off of this album. He wants his cut. He wants to have a trial by jury, so he doesn't want a judge to determine. He wants a jury to decide whether or not there's similarities. And you know, when you just look at the screen grabs side by side, they kind of look similar, but I didn't feel like it was the same. But when I watched the clips, they both felt like they did have the same kind of vibe to it. And since he did send it to Beyonce and her team before she did this video, I can't help but feel like maybe there was some creative inspiration that was drawn out of it.
That's actually one of the factors that's taken into account when people look at copyright is there a personal connection between whoever is suing? So that is not good news for B's team. As far as if Beyonce was involved, we don't know that she ever even saw this. It's just someone on her team who is probably gonna lose his job.
Yeah, this doesn't look good, but whatever it is, if this guy gets a cut, I think it would be a fair decision, in my opinion. I think Beyonce might have made a lot of money, so I don't really know if it's gonna hurt her that much to have to pay someone. I believe that they'll probably settle this outside of court, if I had to make a guess. But what do you guys think? Do you think it looks similar enough?
Okay, well, in other music diva news, Kesha is heading back to Vegas. Now, some are saying this is a mini Vegas residency, but really, she's just going there for 3 nights to perform, which is pretty cool. There's a club at the Wynn Hotel, which is called Intrigue Nightclub, and it'll start on June 23rd. She's gonna go through her catalog, so she's had 7 top 10 singles as a solo artist, and then 3 more as a featured artist. If you remember, recently Kesha performed at the Billboard Music Awards in Vegas, and she sang Bob Dylan's cover of It Ain't Me, Babe. It was really good. I actually saw it live. But I think it's cool that she gets to perform. I know there's issues with Dr. Luke and him signing off on her performances. So I don't know if he had to sign off on this or what happened, but at least she's performing.
I'm so excited that they're finally letting her get out there again, do music again, make money again. I think this is a really good first step, although I know it's very sad that Kesha still has her contract, but she's kind of locked in there. But at least she's getting an opportunity now to be out there more and to do what she loves, which is music. So for that, I'm very happy.
Definitely. And there's definitely power in numbers. I was so surprised that the music community surrounded her the way they did. I thought it was really cool.
Zayn and Gigi, well, are they or aren't they? We are so confused. Everyone is trying to figure this out, and we still don't know what really happened, if they're still together, but there has been an update and we want to fill you in. So E! News did confirm that they split last week, saying that they had been fighting a lot since her birthday, and then that later that weekend, Gigi was talking about her quote-unquote boyfriend in other interviews. She was dancing to Pillow Talk on Snapchat. But some headlines today are saying that Gigi wants to make it work, and Gigi is addressing the breakup rumors. So Zayn was flying solo, but that was after he left Gigi's apartment yesterday, and a lot of people are speculating that now they're back together. But are they really? Does him being at her apartment mean that they are back together? A lot of people are speculating that maybe he was there to finally put it all to rest, to just end it right there in person with her in her house. I don't know, who knows what happened, but a lot of people think that Gigi wants to make this work, that it's not something that they want to keep going back and forth on, that her heart is still with him. And apparently they're not great at communicating with each other, which is like the most important part of a relationship. So if that's the case, this is gonna be really, really tough. But I've always said this, I like them together, but I just don't know if it's gonna last very long. When you have an on again, off again relationship constantly with someone over and over and over again, no matter how much you love them or how great you guys are, if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I agree. Although I'm a little bit bummed out that all the headlines are reading, Gigi wants to make it work, and like, who really knows if it's Gigi or Zayn that wants to make it work? And you know, the little feminist in me is like, maybe Zayn's the one that wants to make it work,
right?
You know? What do you think? Like, just, you're a good read on people.
So I told you I thought that these two were put together for PR purposes. I thought they were kind of set up to promote Zayn's album. I think throughout that setup, they might have actually started to really like each other. They have undeniable chemistry when they're together. They look great. They seem like they are really falling head over feet for each other. But knowing Zayn's history with Perry and knowing how that all went down, I feel like Zayn maybe isn't quite ready to settle down. He doesn't seem like he's there yet, and he shouldn't be. He's young and awesome, and his career's just taking off. Same thing for Gigi. I feel like she's maybe not ready either, and I think they might be trying to make something happen here that neither one of them deep down really want to happen. And I think they should just have fun with each other and date and not take it so seriously. It's hard when you're in headlines though all the time to make it work, but I don't know, well, I guess tomorrow we'll have another update.
All right, guys, so we reported on the fight heard and seen around the world. Bieber, post-NBA Finals game on Wednesday night, got into a fight with this guy who is allegedly Lamont Richard. So just a quick little background. They were outside, and allegedly Lamont Richard left the bar when he saw Justin outside the Westin in Cleveland, and Lamont says that he and his two, quote, chick friends chilled with Bieber for a short time. So Lamont says he dared to ask Bieber if the women could take a picture and get a John Hancock, which is an autograph. And then Lamont says Bieber snapped back saying, quote, no autographs tonight, mother effer. If this is true, yikes. Lamont Richard made a video saying that it was him, but now he's rescinding that statement and saying that it was not him. I'm guessing this has to do with legal stuff.
Like he said, I was the guy in the video.
Yeah.
And then sent another video saying, just kidding, it wasn't me.
Yeah, so the first video he said, this is what happened. I'm the dude who fought Bieber. And now he's rescinding those statements. It for sure has to do with some sort of legal team.
Like he might be suing Justin Bieber or something.
Well, TMZ is reporting that he's gonna sue Bieber. This is such a mess, and usually I'm on the side of the other person, but my heart bleeds for Bieber in this moment. Did you see the video?
Yeah, I did. And I think that Justin is in a really tough place right now. We've been saying that for weeks. He has a lot going on. It's really hard being him. And he's told people, listen, he's posted on Instagram like screen grabs of notes saying, listen, if you see me out, don't take photos with me. Don't ask me for an autograph. I want to live my life. Give me space. Now, not to say that everybody in America should have read Justin Bieber's post like he's the president of the United States. I'm not saying that, but when he puts that out there, if people know him well enough, they know that he's kind of not into it right now. They should give him some space. But at the same time, Justin Bieber is an adult and he has to act like an adult. He can't go about acting like he's like some prince with all these like super cool, I don't know, super awesome ways to avoid talking to people. He's like, oh yeah, no autographs, mother effer. Like, you can't say that. You're an adult, you're a celebrity, you don't want a confrontation, you're not supposed to want a confrontation. You should be at a place as an adult to handle things like an adult, and he just didn't. Now I know that Zayn's Pillow Talk was like this massive surprise success. It was huge. Zayn is killing it right now, but he might want to look out because word on the street is that Harry Styles is coming for his success. So apparently a bunch of head honchos at a ton of music labels are predicting right now that Harry Styles will be an even bigger solo star than Zayn, and they're all vying for his John Hancock on the dotted line. This news is coming from Sugarscape, who says that during these big boardroom discussions of all these major decision makers, they're looking at Zayn's sales and video views to determine, quote, how big a check to write Harry Styles for his services. And apparently the consensus is that check is going to be a lot because I think he's actually going to outperform Zayn in sales. A source has said most of those who are in the hunt believe Harry has a greater upside than his former 1D bandmate, and Zayn is said to be a bit precious about promo opportunities, while some have described Harry as the hardest working man in showbiz. Expect Harry's free agency to end soon. So I do think he's gonna have a record label deal, he's gonna get a deal, he's gonna have an album, and it's gonna be huge, but do you think that it's gonna be bigger than Zayn's?
Duh. 3-letter words, D-U-H.
Really? I'm not so sure.
No way.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I said that either.
Wow.
Yeah. Zayn's album is one of my favorite albums in a really long time. He totally surprised me.
Yeah.
He beat records. He beat One Direction's records in sales and in placement on the Billboard charts. He's killing it. Harry Styles has to do something soon.
Well, I think a little bit of that had to do with timing. Although the album was really good, he was the first one to put out solo music. Harry Styles was the biggest member of One Direction. He has a huge fan base. But he's making a movie right now, so I agree with you. He's gonna have to put out new music soon, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I just don't know. I don't know if he can beat Zayn.
I think should we make a bet?
Let's make a bet right now.
Okay, right now we have it on tape.
I'll bet you $100.
Okay.
$100 that Harry will not beat Zayn.
Okay, I'll bet you $100 and an ice cream sundae that Harry will beat Zayn.
I think you're gonna be giving me lots of ice cream. We'll shake on it. And I'll pinky promise.
Mwah.
All right, guys, what do you think? Who's gonna win, Harry or Zayn, when it comes to numbers, record sales, chart topping? Who's gonna beat who?
Yeah, you better tweet us and let us know so that you're on the record when this all hashes out. And I want to know what you guys think about Beyonce and the alleged copyright video. Are they similar? Is it not going to hold up in court? What do you guys think?
All right, guys, let us know in the comments. It's Friday, so we won't have a DHR tomorrow, but we will be back here on Monday because that's how we do it on the DHR.
Yeah.
Selena has a major Snapchat problem in that box on the left.
And on the right, check out Justin's company music video. Oh, it's so good.